When I watched this video back, I realised that I didn't really explain what SARPE is, and I want to give you a quick update as well as to the expected time required off after the surgery.
Here, what noise do potatoes make?
Hey there, welcome to the channel. Don't look at my lip, I have a nasty horrible cold sore. My name is Cassandra and this is where I talk about my life experiences and lessons learned to try and help other people in similar situations. So if that sounds interesting to you, then go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. This video is another vlog. I honestly did not expect to be making so many vlogs when I started this channel, but hey, that's just the way things are going. As you probably know, I'm documenting my jaw surgery journey as I go through it, so I guess just naturally I don't really know what the content is really going to be and how things are going to pan out as it goes along. I'm just documenting stuff and bringing you along for the ride, okay? So I had my follow-up appointment with the orthodontist today. It's the first time I've seen him since he submitted the application to the health insurance. I'm not sure if I've mentioned it already, but yeah, as part of this whole jaw surgery thing, I'm estimating about 5 years. It's probably going to be 8 different procedures and treatments during that time, so fun. Included in that is orthodontic treatment with braces and whatnot. And where I live in Germany, braces and other orthodontic procedures are not usually covered for adults by the public health insurance. However, because I need all of this for medical reasons, the orthodontist submitted an application to the health insurance saying that I need it for medical reasons, submitting the evidence and also the proposed treatment plan for them to approve to say that they will cover the costs. So I had that follow-up appointment with the orthodontist just a couple of hours ago, and I actually called up yesterday to cancel the appointment because the health insurance still hadn't responded, and I was trying to be good and give like 24 hours plus notice, and then the health insurance replied literally at lunchtime, like 2 hours before my appointment. So I'm like, I need this appointment back, let me get it back, because otherwise I wouldn't see them for another 3 weeks. So yeah, the practice was closed over lunch. I was calling, eventually managed to get through, and fortunately or not, yeah, they were supposed to cancel the appointment, but they didn't. They just booked a new one. The appointment then was still held for me today. I went and saw them. And yeah, I haven't made a video yet talking about all the procedures that I will need because I was waiting for this appointment to see everything that would be approved and what the treatment plan would look like. So I thought I was going to be able to make a video about, yeah, all the surgeries that I need and procedures I need and stuff, but actually we've already started, so that will be another video. This one is talking about then the next thing that I need to have. So at the time of recording, I have already had all 4 of my wisdom teeth removed. You can watch part 1 of that vlog here. I have also started speech therapy to learn how to use my tongue properly because apparently I was doing it wrong. And that affects the position of the teeth, the movement of the jaws. It can negatively impact the effectiveness of the braces, so that's why I need that. In other places, especially the US, they call that myofunctional therapy, but that doesn't exist here in Germany, or at least it's not a separate thing, so that's why I'm going to a speech therapist, but it's for the proper use of the tongue. So I've had a couple of sessions of that already, and as of recording tomorrow, I will also have my tongue and lip ties released. So that's already 3 things that I've started or will do before the week is up. And then this one that I've just learned that I definitely need is SARPE, or Surgically Assisted Rapid Palate Expansion. I originally thought that I would need this, and I originally wanted it because my top jaw is underdeveloped, so it's both too far back and it's too narrow. So I had already suspected that I would need this, and I already had a preference to get this surgery over other non-surgical expansion or space creating methods, because it's more stable and it's more of like a permanent long-term solution. However, the last time I saw the orthodontist and before they put in the application, he said, well, actually I did the measurements and the top jaw is only actually 1 millimeter narrower than the bottom jaw, so by the time we move it forward and the arches are aligned, it should be okay and we shouldn't need to expand it. but we will still need more space for the teeth, the top teeth, to come back because they're like super tilted out right now. He said we can use a distalizer to create space that way. And I did not see the application that he submitted to the health insurance, so it was a surprise to me today when I went back and he said, oh yeah, they've approved the SARPE, which is not what they call it in German, it's GNE. I can't remember the long name for that, but it's the same thing. And I said, oh, but I thought that we weren't going to do that, blah, blah, blah. And at the time when he told me it was only like 1 millimeter difference, like I did ask him, like, what about the rotation, stuff like that, because you can see very clearly. And when you look at my top teeth, that they tilt outwards. So I was asking, like, what about when they're aligned and they don't tilt? What's the difference going to be then? And yeah, between us having that conversation and him putting through the application, he rechecked, and now he thinks that by the time they're properly aligned and not tilted, he thinks that the difference will be more like 6 millimeters. So that does make it then more sensible and more worthwhile to do the SARPE rather than going with the distalizer. So that's why he put that in the application, and that's why that's been approved, and that's what we're going to go with. So as I say, it was a little bit of a surprise, but not like a complete surprise. It's more just like, oh, so we're going back to the thing that I originally thought rather than the alternative that I thought was possible. So that's fine. However, I did think then today that we would just talk about, you know, the treatment plan in more detail and confirm what kind of braces I want, make the molds and stuff like that, and then, you know, get the braces on in a couple of weeks. But actually, now that I'm having the SARPE, that's changed a little bit. So you may be able to see I have elastic bands between my top side teeth because we need to already start with the SARPE before I can get the braces. It doesn't necessarily delay the treatment as such, because before it was going to be like do a little bit of alignment with braces, put the distalizer in, create some space, keep aligning, create more space, keep aligning. It was like going to be simultaneous, so it wasn't completely clear then how that would work out and how quickly that would go. But now we're going to do SARPE first, and then once we have the stability, then we're going to go in with the braces. So today then they put in these elastic bands to create space between the molars because the expansion device will be held in place by bands around these teeth. So today is Tuesday, putting those expanders just now. Then I will go back on Friday, take them out and make the molds for getting the expansion device custom made. Obviously it has to be custom. And I told him as well that I'm having the tongue and lip tie released tomorrow, just to check if that would interfere with anything, but he seemed to think it would be fine. Now that I've gotten home and thought about it, I wonder if like they're going to do it with traditional molds, and I hope that it doesn't touch the stitches, but whatever he said, it should be fine. So yeah, got these expanders in today. On Friday, I'll get them taken out, take the molds. He said it will take 2 weeks roughly to make the device. And then a couple of days before the SARPE surgery, I should go in to get the device installed, then have the surgery, and then, you know, we can start turning the key and expanding it and stuff like that. He said that it would take about 2 to 3 weeks with turning the key, and then about 6 months just holding it in place, not making any changes, to allow the bone to reform and everything like that before we then start making other movements and alignments on top of that. So it is currently the end of May, it's June tomorrow. So he said, yeah, later this year I should be able to start braces. Let's see. I'm a little bit unclear on the timeline of how long we'll need to wait for the bone to reform, because I think the surgeon originally told me like 6 to 8 weeks they would wait before braces, but that's the surgeon, not the orthodontist. And then when I was at the orthodontist and we were talking about SARPE, he said it would be 9 months, and today he's saying 6. So I know it's not an exact science and I'm okay to wait. I would rather have a stable foundation so that the treatments we build on top of that are going to be more effective and they're going to be more successful. So I know there's a lot of people who really hold on to the estimations that they get given, and they get like really upset if they don't get like an exact date and time when their braces are going to come off. But I just don't think that's realistic. Like, it completely depends on just how it goes once it happens, like your body chemistry, a whole load of other factors. So I'm okay with an estimation of somewhere between 2 and 9 months, and we'll just see how it goes. As I say, it's going to be a long procedure or a long process anyway, but it will hopefully have then benefits for the rest of my life if we do it correctly. So it's not going to be easy, but patience is important here. Regarding the procedure itself, So I was all happy to already get going and have things started when I came out of my appointment today, and then I started freaking myself out about work, which I know I shouldn't, because health is of course more important than work, but I'm just that way where I feel responsible for stuff. I care about my job and the work that I do, and I don't want to, cause problems and delays and stuff like that. So when I spoke to the orthodontist, he seemed to think that it was going to be like super no big deal, like don't need that much time off work, blah blah blah, whatever. But then when I thought back to the research that I had done originally on SARPE, when I thought that's what I was probably going to end up with like 2 months ago, and then did more research, I then remembered that like actually it is a really involved procedure, because they cut you open and they cut your jaw. So that is a big procedure, right? And then I'm looking up then, how long do people take off work? And yeah, I'm freaking myself out a little bit about that, because there's a lot to do at work. Let's put it that way. But as I say, health is more important, so I just need to get a grip on myself, get over that, and just be like, look, if I need time off, I need time off. I have already informed people about this whole journey. Like as soon as I found out I would need to undergo this journey, I told my team lead, so they are aware. And I'll ask the surgeon tomorrow how long they think I'm going to need off work, because it will be the same surgeon that's doing my tongue. Well, it's the same practice that is doing all of the surgery. So major surgery, like the main surgery, SARPE, tongue tie release, wisdom teeth removal, it's all the same practice. So I'll ask them tomorrow when I book the appointment how long they think I'll need off work, so I can let them know. Yeah, as I say, logically I know that health is more important. If I need time off, I need time off, but just, yeah, I tend to feel over responsible for stuff, which doesn't help my recovery, so I need to get over that. I need to get a grip on myself. But anyway, this has gone on long enough. But you've got all the intro, and yeah, I will come back and let you know more about the SARPE. Hey, just popping back in quickly, because when I watched this video back, I realised that I didn't really explain what SARPE is, and I want to give you a quick update as well as to the expected time required off after the surgery. Before I go ahead and give you that information, yes, I am slurring. I have a little bit of a lisp. That is because I had my tongue tie released 5 days ago, so that is a surgical procedure. I am very much still healing from that, so that's why I'm not speaking that clearly. You can go watch some videos about that. But yes, so SARPE. SARPE is surgically assisted rapid palatal expansion, and what it's basically for, or what it is that my top jaw is underdeveloped, so it's both too far back and not wide enough. So the impact that this has is that I don't have an ideal bite. The teeth don't connect where they should connect, and that causes a whole bunch of other health problems, which you can go and listen or watch about in a different video, but it's an issue. So because the top jaw is too narrow, what we need to do is to expand the top jaw, or the palate, which is basically like the pink bit on the roof of your mouth. That's your palate. As an adult, I'm pretty much finished growing, and in order to expand the palate, you can't just, push out and hope for the best. You do need to have some surgical assistance. So with SARPE, what they will do is they will cut along the jawline and also along the middle of the top jaw. I believe, I'm sure someone will correct me if I'm wrong, I believe this is classed as a 3-piece Lefort procedure. But yeah, they will cut the jaw along this way to allow it to move, and then they'll cut it in the middle as well to allow it to separate. And then with this expander device that they will put in, that will gradually push the 2 pieces outwards, and then once the expansion is sufficient, then the device will stay in place for however many months longer while the bone reforms and sets, and then you can take the device out. So that is what SARPE is. And yeah, since the last recording that I did, I booked the appointment, so I will be having it done in about 1 month's time. And I also asked them about what to expect in terms of how long to be off work and whatnot. So the orthodontist who confirmed that I need the SARPE seemed to be very casual about the surgery and the amount of time that I would need off. He was like, yeah, it's not a big deal, whatever, it's fine. And at the time when I was there, I don't know why, but I just kind of took his word for it. But actually I'd already done a lot of research into SARPE and I knew that it wasn't just nothing. So I don't really know what happened there. Like, I sometimes just get confused, and with my neurodivergence I have trouble processing things in the moment. But anyway, so I spoke to the practice where I will have this procedure done, and they told me that I will probably need to spend 2 nights in hospital and have 2 weeks off work. The orthodontist made it sound like it would be a lot quicker and require less than that, let's say. I've also seen some stuff online how people do it as like an outpatient procedure, but I don't think that's reasonable. As I say, they're literally cutting the jawbone. So that is a bit annoying and impractical in terms of work, but I've said it in other videos, health is more important, and I really just need to get over this feeling and this guilt of the impacts that all of this stuff has on work. Like, I'm doing everything I can to keep work informed and help plan things in my absence. And that's really all that I can reasonably do. And it doesn't help anyone for me to stress over it and make myself feel bad about the fact that I need to be off work because I'm having surgery. You know what I mean? So yeah, as I say, that is happening in about 1 month's time, and there's a lot of other simultaneous things going on as well, which I have lots of videos for you about. And of course, once I have the surgery, I will come back and tell you more about that, and maybe I'll also have time to update you in between getting the device fitted and having the surgery. Let's see, but you'll be hearing from me anyway. So thank you very much for watching, and as always, if you enjoyed the video, please like, share, comment and subscribe for more like this, and I will see you next time. Bye!